No, why do you look like that? Am I lying?
No, I mean, let's be honest. Since we broke up, my company took off without your help.
And action. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Wave, the #1 podcast for creators and entrepreneurs. My name is Alex Franco, and I'm here with Dan, my main man.
It's Big Daddy Dan from now on.
Big Daddy Dan. And today, man, today is the episode that you guys have all been waiting for. Since day one, we got quite a juicy one for you today. We are with the owner, the CEO of 7Seas Swimwear, the one and only Nina Salsiccioli. Nina, how you doing today?
Hi.
Hi, Nina. Hi, Nina. And we're also with Nati.
Doing good.
Nati's in the house. If you guys are not familiar, Nina is my ex-lover, my ex-girlfriend. But we're friends.
Yes.
We're on good terms.
For now.
Right? For now. What's up? How you doing?
Good.
You excited to be here?
Yeah, I'm just full.
Full.
Of
Nervous?
hope?
Of
Of
love?
excitement?
I'm full of sandwich.
Nati?
That's it.
What was the question?
Nati, just
How
hey,
do
I'm
you
just
feel?
checking in on you. How you doing?
Yeah, what's up? I'm good.
You good?
Just chilling. What?
Okay, so before we get into this really juicy episode, there's a lot of topics, a lot of great things that we're gonna cover. I want to give Nati just 2 minutes to share what's on her mind. I know she's been very vocal.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Very
come on.
vocal
We don't gotta
lately.
get into all that. We don't.
Look, man, you signed up for it today when you started expressing what was on your
You
mind.
have
and
you
your
have
heart.
2 cents in your pocket. Can you share them with us, please?
I'll take one of them. He'll take the other.
Anything you want to say? 2 minutes. Ready? I'm starting the timer.
I have come to a very big breakthrough in my life where I've come across much information in which I did not know in the past.
She took the
And-
red pill.
Whatever. And I'm pretty passionate about it. I'm at this point questioning everything. I've never been one to just take whatever social media tells me, whatever the media or the news tell me. I've always, just been one to be careful what conclusions I come to, and also never taking one-sided things, never taking listening to what everybody has to say. Everybody with different opinions, with different points of view.
You got 30 seconds left.
And after listening to many different people, I've been able to come to my own conclusions, and it's been awesome. And that's
What
the
would you
journey I'm in.
encourage people watching to do?
I encourage everybody to try to erase kind of like the bias or what you thought the beliefs that you know, what you think you know, and start from scratch and start to really dig into research for yourself. Don't just pay attention. Don't just listen to what CNN, what Fox is telling you, what social media, what your friends are saying. Really go look for different sources. For me, I specifically have gone directly to the source, even while still listening to all these different news sources. Going to the source, to the White House, listening to full speeches, to listening to facts, and I've allowed that to determine what beliefs I'm holding and what I'm standing by.
Right. I think the point is, don't just read headlines, but go into the full story.
Exactly.
Wow, we're in for a treat today, man. What do you think about
If
that?
that's
Dan?
what we started with.
Man.
I don't want to know.
I don't know, man. I just have a feeling that this episode is just gonna be a real good one. So I wanted to spice
they all?
things up right at the beginning.
Aren't they all?
I hope so. I think so.
Yes.
What do you guys think? Comment down below.
Audience, what do you guys think?
But let's kind of start bringing the topic into the mix of what's going on here. We're with Nina, and Nina, as I said, she is the owner, the creator, the head designer.
The Geppetto behind the strings.
You have some
Literally
other,
everything.
some other roles, some other titles over there that I'm missing. Anything? You are
No.
7Seas Swimwear.
Yeah, I'm like
You
the
are
only.
7Seas Swimwear.
Yeah, the only person.
And I wanted to bring Nina on because my career as filmmaker, YouTuber, whatever you want to call it, where I'm at now, it's been quite the process. And looking back at the journey, where it all started was with the Nina and Alex YouTube channel. Do you remember that?
That was like forever ago.
That's what really what started it all. Before I had my own YouTube channel, it was the Nina and Alex channel. I converted that channel into.
I know, because you stole my YouTube channel.
I mean, we kind of shared it, but I mean, to be honest with you, out of the past 3 years since it started, I think those videos, those vlogs, those are some of the best engagement, the highest views that I've ever gotten.
Because I was in them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Well, no, I mean, I think that the vlogs was the first introduction to being on camera and filming and editing.
I mean, I look back at those vlogs now and.
Really sorry.
I kind of cringe sometimes.
Where it all started before even that. It was when you were a little kid.
Yes.
And we'd go on our family vacations and you'd come up with these creative, skits, and we'd all become actors and actresses, and you guys don't even want to see it. My brother doesn't ever want anybody to see this one.
Those
his
are the
first
hidden
video.
files.
What's the first sample? Soccer Encyclopedia.
I feel like I've seen it.
No, the first one. Hey, familia, primos y primas, if you're watching this, my family, you were involved in it. It's called. What? The Three Wishes? Los Tres Deseos. You know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know.
No, I've seen it.
Those are the hidden files.
What boys do at sleepovers?
Okay, let's not get into that now. All right, we're moving topics now. We're all here because of Nina. We're interested in finding.
Born to be a star.
All right, guys, come on. Order. I'm the captain now. Please, let's settle down. You guys good?
We're settled.
I don't know.
I've been settled since we started.
Okay, good. We're here because we want to talk about 7Seas Swimwear. Mm-hmm. Over the past, I think, since we broke up in November.
He was the day and the time.
It's written on my wall. No. How you doing? How you feeling? How's
Good.
everything?
I'm honestly
chilling. Is this awkward that we're here together?
No, we're friends.
Oh, we're
so
friends.
It's fine.
We're friends. We're good friends.
Yeah.
I feel like there's some nosy people out there that want to know what happens. Do you think we should get into that, or?
No, it's another business.
How about you guys answer that one question that everybody has?
What's the question?
Is 7Seas Media the same as 7Seas Swimwear? I'm confused.
That's actually a good question.
It's not.
Nina, how did you get that name? How did 7Seas Swimwear come to be?
That's his lawsuit.
Well, that was my name.
Juicy.
So, because when I started my company, which was before you, I knew that I wanted something that was global, incorporating. So I figured
something international.
Yeah, because I knew my business is going to go international. So I wanted something that is
Dreams.
global and that kind of incorporates everything. So I guess, and since I travel a lot, it kind of just made sense.
Yeah, I mean, I want to get into that a little bit later. But yeah, I think that's it's important that we clarify 7Seas Swimwear is not the same thing as 7Seas Media. If I remember correctly, I've always had the name 7Seas in the back of my head. So when Nina was starting a company, I recommended that name, and she loved it. So she adopted the name. And then when it came for me starting my own business, which is a completely separate entity, 7Seas Media, I said, why not? It doesn't matter. We're two separate entities. If anything ever happens between us, we're still fine to operate.
Spit handshake.
Yeah,
No, I don't think you came up with the name. I'm pretty sure I did. I know you definitely helped me with the logo.
For sure, I helped you with the logo.
But I'm pretty sure I came up with the name. I mean, it was so long ago, but I'm pretty sure I did. I know you definitely helped me with the logo.
All I know is that for as long as I can remember, before any of that, we would always talk about a business, something that incorporating the word 7.
I
the
rest
number
my
7.
case. Anyways.
It doesn't matter. Whatever.
Now,
there's 7 C's in the world. It's just a coincidence that your lucky number is 7.
True. You're right.
Guess the world may never know.
Let's just agree to disagree on that one. But something that we can agree on, right, Dan, is that
what?
Something that we will agree on is that you've seen some incredible success with your company, and for that I congratulate you, and I'm very proud of you, and you have been working hard, and we all see it.
Yes.
So
It
we
wasn't
want to
overnight.
know.
It wasn't overnight.
It wasn't overnight.
It's been.
We want to know what the heck is up, because from the moment that you're watching this podcast today, which is July 16th, you have 29,000
Is it on 30 yet?
on Instagram.
No, 29.
Almost there.
It's crazy, bro.
150,000. You know what that is? That's a big number. That's a whole stadium full of people. On TikTok,
that's a lot of people.
which is your bread and butter.
I don't know if there's any stadium with 150,000 seats.
That's a lot of people.
We're gonna have to definitely look that up.
It's actually wild because I remember, like, you know, you had like what 5,000 followers, and I remember just you got to like like 8,000, 9,000 followers, and I remember I was like I noticed and I was like, oh my God, Nina, you're almost at 10,000 followers.
Yeah, you texted
and then literally like 2 days later she's at 10K, and I was like, that's crazy. And then 2 days later she's at 15K, and now she's at freaking
crazy.
Almost 30K.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty cool.
How do you feel? What's the secret?
I don't know.
Tell us.
No, it's pretty cool.
Tell us. What's the secret?
There's really
if you could trace it back to one thing that really just like solidified your presence on the online media, what?
No, it's for sure from TikTok. Like, I mean, I was on TikTok for a while, just like going through videos and like scrolling through because I thought it was funny. And like I actually saw that people were posting like a few business TikToks would pop up on my feed. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like I saw how she started her sticker business or her like whatever she was doing, like selling used clothes or something. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. She did like a story of like what made her like start her company. And I was like, oh, like I have a pretty interesting story. Like I might as well just like post something like that like on TikTok, because like I don't know, I don't really do like those like those dances. So like yeah, like I mean I do them like at my house, but like I don't think I would ever like record myself.
Well, you just like stand around and do the dances.
Yeah, like I know the dances.
Like, this is the modern day Soldier Boy. That's what's going on.
No, like I memorize all the dances because they're fun to do, but like I would never like actually post myself doing that because
why?
I don't know. It's embarrassing for me. Some people are really good at it.
I mean, there's some people who pretty.
No, so I decided that I was gonna post something that was like actually made sense to me. Like
that makes sense to me.
Yeah, something that like I knew how to do, you know, and I knew how to like talk about my business. I knew how to post about how I started.
And you had a vision. You envisioned that, like hoping that you would post these things that you would get.
So like exposure. I never really like hopped on a trend. It was kind of like what I felt people should know about me.
Originality.
So, yeah, like something about my business and like who I was and like about my company. I felt like people should know that, and then for some like reason, thank God, you know, like it ended up getting like 3 million views and like posts and likes and comments, and people started following me like out of nowhere. Like I woke up and it was like 300 followers and I had like 8,000 followers, so like in a day.
You can kind of say it was overnight, but if you look at it, it wasn't.
So really. It was kind of like the following was overnight, but the whole process leading up to it, like the reason that people followed me was because I had a whole background story and I had
there wouldn't be that defining video had it not been for all the work you put in.
Yeah, like people wouldn't really care what I did if I hadn't put in all that work beforehand. So
and the time you took to just, you know, come up with these creative ideas for the videos and the TikToks, and the time it took for you to edit them.
Yeah.
So question, how do you come up with these ideas? Like, what do you do? What's your process behind it?
It's pretty easy, honestly. Like, I just kind of, the first video, I don't even remember. But it was basically like just...
Do you have like one video that you remember that's like the turning point, like the one that blew up?
It was the first video I posted.
There was like a trend of everyone saying like, my bikini obsession.
Okay, well that's on my personal. Yeah, that was my personal. But then I posted something about like a bikini obsession on my personal TikTok, and that ended up getting a lot of views. But like people were interested in 7Seas, but since it was like my personal profile, they're like, oh, like that's cool, like the girl is kind of cool. But then I was like, look, I could probably like transfer that over to like a 7Seas TikTok, so that's what I did. And I think I honestly don't know the first video, but it was basically like me saying like look at all these bikinis that I designed myself. Like I showed them my sketches, I showed them stuff and like how they like came to life. Yeah. And then people were like, oh my God, like that's so cool. Like, do you design them, all this stuff? I'm like, yeah. So I guess I got like a bunch of views from that.
So people were interested like in your background story, pretty much. Yeah,
and I think, well, I guess to answer like, your question, how I come up with like videos is just like I go through what I've already posted and I see like what I can kind of fill in the gap, because like I already know so much, but obviously like people watching have no idea about me. So I'm like, okay, like what don't they know? You know, and I get a lot of girls that like comment and they're like, oh, like can you do this? Or like I have girls like DM me and they're like, oh, can you make a video on this? And I'm like, oh, I haven't like talked about that yet. So like I just kind of like come up with inspiration.
Yeah, I think like getting started is really like the toughest part, because once you have a base and once you know who your audience is and you have people behind you, they pretty much give you the content. So it's just like a matter of like working hard until you get that one lucky break.
Yeah, no, it was definitely lucky, but I think like the timing was pretty perfect because like I had everything, you know, like a good foundation in order for this to happen.
Something we always say too, though, that like you're really only one video away. If you make a properly crafted video, and you know, in this case on TikTok is a perfectly crafted video for that platform. If you make one good crafted video, you're really only like one step away from
one viral video away from like,
and I think like what
your dream
makes it different is that like it was unique to me, you know, like I wasn't trying to hop on a trend, I wasn't trying to like replicate somebody else's video, you know, because I mean, yeah, people do get famous off of that, but I feel like it's more real like if you do like what you know and what you love. So
and it is good to do that, but then also because that's how TikTok works, it's all about trends. Just doing it because
it's fun to hop on like the trends.
Right, but I mean,
but, like,
there's like a balance. Like if you're just copying trends, like people are quick to spot that out.
Yeah, that's like you built what I think, and why I don't really like TikTok and why I didn't really like Vine or whatever is because that's built on like a shady foundation of just like hopping on a dance or hopping on like whatever new song is out, and like that.
Well, dancing
there's
is
no
TikTok.
Substance.
Vine was not dancing. Vine is just like people
funny
getting
videos.
I remember Vine. I was Vine famous too.
Vine was dope.
I did a flip off a swing once when I was in gymnastics, and it got like 2 million reposts or whatever shares or something.
Wow.
But.
So maybe those same people who started that flip are now they found her again. It's her.
I have to find the video.
Mystical
from like when I was 10.
Yo, but we want to know. I feel like, you know, TikTok obviously is you say it's been the bread and butter of your success for 7Seas Swimwear. But tell us a little bit about what 7Seas Swimwear is. Like, how did you get into bikinis? Like, is that something that you've always wanted to be when you were a little kid, or what?
No.
Have you always wanted to be a bikini?
I call her Bikini Nini.
No, I don't honestly like.
Your name is just
maybe like 3 years ago. Like I literally had no idea I was gonna do this. Like
it was either bikinis or paninis. I remember that.
And you never graduated from college.
No.
Right?
You didn't graduate high school either.
I did. No.
She did.
I graduated top of my class.
Summa cum laude.
Summa magna
top of my
cum
class
laude.
ish.
She was both.
I had all those chords, but anyway. No, well, I travel a lot and I like to shop. So obviously, like I was going on a vacation somewhere tropical. I don't even know where it was, but I was like complaining to my parents that I could never find like a good quality bikini for like an affordable price. Like when I say affordable, I don't mean like $10. You know, like that is like, technically affordable. I mean,
don't shop at Shein, Runway. We don't like that.
Yeah. No, but like affordable as in like something that I would save up for to buy, you know, but it's not like, oh my god, like it's $300, like I would never pay for that, you know? So I was always paying for like good quality bikinis from Australia, and like my dad was just like, look, I'm so tired of you like complaining, like you're studying business, like you're into fashion, you've been in fashion your whole life, like why don't you just like make your own company? Like you know what styles you like, you know what looks good on people, and I'm like, okay, like
props to
sounds
dad.
Good, yeah. So
sure.
shout out to
thanks,
props.
And your dad's was, you know, he's a big factor behind 7Seas Swimwear, right?
Sure.
He was one of the main investors at the beginning.
No, I was. So like I like invested everything, like my whole life savings. Like I saved up from serving, from like working retail, and even like any like money I could get, like I maxed out my credit cards, like everything that I needed to do.
That's usually a good idea.
Well, no, it was important to me. Like I knew that I wanted to do this, and like my dad saw that, like
you had a vision.
Yeah, that I was serious about it. Like he wasn't just gonna help me.
He believed in you.
If I didn't believe in myself, I guess.
Right.
So
Wow.
I pretty much paid like 3/4 of it, and he helped me a little
he's
bit,
proud of you
but
now, looking
I have
back.
to pay him back. Yes. Yeah, he's proud.
Does he ever ask for any shout outs on Instagram?
What kind of
Actually, your dad's quite an awesome person. One of my favorite people. Antonio, the rock star.
We love Antonio.
Tell us a little bit about Antonio. What does he do? I feel like that's how you ended up as a rock star. Like Nina's a rock star herself because her dad's a rock star.
Yeah, my dad's a hippie. an awesome one.
Yeah.
No, he plays the piano on cruise ships. So
plays the piano. He performs.
He's like a performer. Okay, I like downplay.
He's a rock star.
Yeah,
man,
he's
for
awesome.
Sure. He's got the long hair and everything. Oh, not anymore. We cut it, right?
A soul patch.
No, he has long hair.
He's always doing this. He's playing the piano.
No, he's cool.
Yeah, but so the whole concept behind 7Seas, and it's something that like we kind of all of us here, not the Danny, Nina, like that's kind of why we all somehow ended up in the same circle, because we kind of have the same type of upbringing. We love to travel. We've always been like, I know Danny's family, we talked about it in one of our last podcasts. Me and Nati, we always travel every single year, Christmas, summer, like
especially
you guys,
since it was
especially your dad.
With our dad.
Right, your dad working on cruise ships. You guys have always traveled. That's, if I'm not mistaken, that's one of the biggest inspirations behind 7Seas Swimwear, right? The collections, like.
Yeah, since I've traveled since I was a kid, I decided that if my company was going to be international, there had to be a purpose for it to be international. You know, like I didn't want to just be like, yeah, my company's going to be so big, but like why? You know, like what makes it go international? And I think that like when I came up with 7Seas, like, and I was coming up with like collection ideas, like I wanted there to be like a story behind everything I did. Like I didn't just want to create just to
storytelling.
Sell, you know, like if it just didn't make sense, like why would I just buy bikinis to sell them? Like it didn't come from the heart. Like I don't care about making money like that, you know. Sure. Like so I decided that like if I was gonna design a collection, I wanted it to be from like a specific place from around the world, like something tropical, or you know, like I've had my very first collection was Bali collection, so like the colors were all pulled from like the sunsets in Bali, like the color of like the sky, stuff like that, like
the temples, the stones.
Yeah.
That was also like the birth of, because there was a reason you went to Bali, right? That was like the birth of your company.
Yeah, that's where I get all my bikinis.
That's where 7Seas was born.
Yeah. Yeah, so
and then you went on and you had the Mediterranean.
Yeah, so then I had my Mediterranean collection, which is Italy and like Spain. Well, not Spain, France.
Mediterranean, right?
Mediterranean, yeah. And then I did my Miami collection.
And then coronavirus.
And my Corona
collection.
Yeah.
The Corona collection.
No, this one.
China.
The China
No,
virus.
this one is the summer 2020 collection. It's kind of.
Right, because we can't really go anywhere.
Yeah, so it's inspired by the Earth. So each, like, the bikinis are called, like, the summer solstice bikini, like the equinox bikini. It's cool stuff.
Right.
Sorry. Just a side note. I heard a joke of like whenever you're in a conversation and you don't know how to respond, just say, "Man, 2020."
It's true, man.
Any uncomfortable situation, you're like,
2020.
All right. But you said something pretty interesting, which was like that you didn't just want to sell bikinis for the hell of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you wanted to have like a, you know, I think that's all part of your branding, right? It's like the whole message that's behind your company is that you don't just sell bikinis. Like you're not trying to, like everybody sells bikinis, right? Anybody with with a couple, you know, thousand saved up can go and start a bikini company, right? So like what do you think is like the message, or like what is, you know, the thing that really just sets you apart from every other bikini company?
Like your passion.
Yeah, like I think it's just like the amount of effort and like love that you put into it, like without telling people like how much you love the brand. Like I think people should know from looking at your page how much this person like cares about her company and how much she responds to her people, like her people,
your customers.
My customers, you know, like, and I just wanted to kind of show in an indirect way like how much I really do love, and I like live, breathe, sleep, eat like 7Seas Swimwear, and like without obviously like going on and being like, hey, look how much I love my company, like this is what I'm doing, you know, like just by doing little things like here and there, I think is what makes me like stand out.
I mean, the reason why I asked that is because, I mean, disclaimer, I've been helping you since the beginning pretty much with like your whole branding and your message. Why do you look like that? Am I lying?
No, I mean, let's be honest. Since we broke up, my company took off without your help.
You're right. 100%.
But
100%.
We just started.
Get it straight, bruh.
No, but obviously.
You're saying that you blew up because you broke up with me? Like,
what? No. Like, obviously, like, I, like, need you for photography and videography, and like you are amazing. So
definitely.
We
Definitely was a collaborative effort.
Yeah. So basically,
but I'm not gonna lie. Hold up. Before we move forward,
I
think I do have to kind of come in here and say that it's not just your company, because like, you know, ever since that happened in November, we've been on a pretty upscale too, right? SevenSeas Media has definitely grown a bit.
Until March.
Well,
I think everybody has.
I think
sure.
We don't gotta
definitely we've grown, but like the our potential we haven't reached, but you have gained a lot of your vision and clarity for the business.
Also, like, keep in mind, my business is older than you, so I've had more time to plan and to do all this stuff. Like, you guys are still in that phase, so like I think it's gonna get big.
Honey, let me tell you, we ain't in that phase anymore. We on
I'm saying you were.
We on takeoff.
Yeah,
Whatever phase you think we're on, we already passed
sure.
it. And then once you get to the point that we're at, we pass that too.
No, you guys are for sure killing it. So
no, I agree. Job. I mean, I think you know, that's obviously just playing around as friends here, but it's definitely been a collaborative effort. You know, like Nina, I can't even front. Like, you definitely, without you, I wouldn't have been where I'm at right now. You definitely introduced me into like the photography world, introduced me to like a lot of key models, a lot of key players in the industry in Miami. You know, like a lot of connections were made with you. You know, you and me, we split my first camera. Like, if I'm not mistaken, like when SevenSeas was starting, you're like, hey, you know, like, you've been taking photos, you've been following Jelly, which is my friend who pretty much introduced me to photography. You know, why don't we get a camera? You know, like, I want to start this business and blah, blah, blah. So you literally bought, between you and me and Audrey, your mom, we split my first camera, a Canon T6. You know,
Rebel T6i.
Yeah, T6i.
It's not cheap. It was like $800 camera. It's a great camera.
It's considered one of the cheapest.
It's like your starter camera, like a good professional, but it's still expensive.
There's a purpose behind every person we've encountered, every relationship, whether failed or succeeded. We take lessons from everything we've experienced.
No, I totally agree. I think that, you know, everything that happens to us, whether good or bad, is for a reason. It's part of the whole plan, the whole design that God has for our lives. But Nins, question: what do you think has been like one of the biggest obstacles in your upbringing? I'm sure you have a lot of
like my childhood?
I mean, I'm SevenSeas, not yourself. I mean, if you want to go there, I'm down to go there. But no, like SevenSeas, like I'm sure a lot of young entrepreneurial, maybe girls are still in college, maybe they're trying to figure out where they want to do when they grow up. Like, you know, do you think, because you didn't finish college and look at how successful you are now.
Yeah.
Like,
and also, like, were you even expecting to blow up overnight like that?
No.
Were you ready for it?
Yeah. Yes and no. Like, I was like,
you were ready, for sure. You were ready.
Like, so I was gonna say yes and no, but yeah.
Yes and no, because you told me something.
So like, I was ready for it, but like, I was definitely, like, for a while I was super stressed. Like, I remember when I first like blew up, like, I wasn't expecting like that much attention.
You literally sold out of that one collection.
Yeah, like, I had launched a collection in 48 hours it was gone, and like I had like messages of like
the last collection.
It was like a middle collection. Like I had it's like crinkle tops. It literally sold out in 2 days, and like it's just something I wasn't expecting, which is like amazing, you know. But like it like threw me off guard because I had like hundreds of girls messaging me like saying, when can I get it, blah blah blah, and I was like freaking out because I didn't know when I can get it. Like I had designed a collection that would last for my 5,000 followers, you know, but now like I have to redo everything and like do the math, like follower to like bikini ratio. I don't know. So
is there a follower to bikini ratio?
I don't know, but like I had a
customer
system,
base.
you know, like I had 5,000 followers, like approximately. I was growing slow, and I knew how many bikinis I needed to like sustain for like a collection, you know, like a season. And now like I'm like on like calling, like I'm like, I need more bikinis, like I need to start like designing more. Like I think like the hardest challenge in the beginning was like getting my name out there and getting followers and getting like recognition. But then once I got the recognition, now since it's just me, it's like
okay, what do I
now
do?
it's like, oh my god, like I don't have time to respond to all these people. Like I want to respond to every single person.
That
because,
seems like a really good problem to have.
No, it is. It's such a good problem to have. Like, but I make sure that like I reply to every single person. Like even if like they say like, hey, like I follow you on TikTok, I'm like, oh my god, like I make sure to like reply and be like, that's amazing.
But
you
also,
know? Like,
if I'm not mistaken, you've been growing your team. Is that word on the street? You've added,
yes.
You've added.
I have a social media helper, my best friend. Thanks.
And you have an intern, don't you?
Should I tag her? Brittany at Brittany Perez. She'll be so happy.
For sure.
Okay.
Britt.
And your intern,
What up,
don't you have an intern?
Yeah. So it's like I have an intern like to help design a new collection. So she is designing my future collection. I'm like,
so you're already on 2021.
Yeah, I'm I'm like
level,
4 collections ahead already.
Great.
Just so I can stay on top of it. So she's done collections like way ahead.
Awesome.
So yeah, so we're
and
on top
before
of
that
it.
you were designing your own collections.
Yeah, well no, I design it. I can't draw. So
Okay.
so she
You're working
sketches
together,
everything
right.
and I give her my vision and she sketches it out, makes it like come to life. So
Awesome.
I'm working with her and I
going good?
definitely
Has it been going good?
Yeah, it's done. It's great. I'm so excited for them. They're
That's
really
awesome.
good.
Tune in
beginnings.
next year for the collection
2021.
that's coming up.
Yeah. So that's been fun.
That's awesome.
But I definitely want to like have a full-on team. Like
Yeah,
For
I
sure.
mean,
Like
let's
full-time.
get into that. Where do you see your company going? Like, what's next on 7Seas? We just got a new collection today, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, literally
What's
like
that one
5
called?
hours
Summer
ago.
2020, right?
Yeah, the summer 2020
The
collection.
coronavirus collection.
Yeah. Well, I
Get
mean,
yours now.
Comes with a mask.
Comes with a
it
Comes with a
should.
max and a negative test.
Eco-friendly.
Yeah.
Have we talked about that?
No.
No. We're gonna get into that
Okay.
in just 1 second if you are.
When the credits roll,
I
it's
mean,
gonna
like,
say all the good stuff about
I had
it.
like this whole plan.
No, go ahead and
obviously,
plug
to
in. Like,
explain,
give us
to
a plug. Like, what's going on?
Explain my
Explained.
explain and expand at the same time. But no, I had like this whole plan pre-corona, like what I wanted to do for my company, and obviously it didn't work out, which is us as well because like I had to switch plans and it ended up working. But I don't
That's
really.
how life works sometimes. Most
Yeah.
Of the time.
So like for the future, I definitely want to be like in stores. I don't know if I want to have my own store like just yet, but
Like boutiques.
But you can do pop-ups too.
yeah. No, I'm gonna continue doing my pop-ups as always, but like as far as like selling my bikinis to boutiques so girls can actually go in person to try on, because I've gotten a lot of messages asking like if they can come to the office and like try on bikinis, which is fine, but obviously like corona, you know, like I can't have people in the house.
But is your dream to like, you know, get to? I mean, I'm not too well versed on the bikini industry, but like Victoria's Secret level, like you're trying to have stores all over the U.S.
I would love
international.
that. That would be cool.
You think 7Seas, the global, like you see yourself like, I don't know how I picture it, and this is just me. Like I see you like in all the hot spot, like all the trending places. Like,
Yeah.
You have one in Bali. You have one in like Thailand. You have one.
I
in,
would
like,
love that.
Brazil.
Like
Like Hawaii.
your new collections come with an
Right.
open store in that location. That would be
Yeah,
so
that
dope.
would be so cool. That would be like
Trademark that, bro.
like ultimate like
Florida.gov.
I already done it, so no. I'm
You
kidding.
already-
I've been telling you too. You got to come up with men's line. I'm waiting for a men's.
It's
Men's
like
line.
men
Come on,
don't
Come on.
men no.
You need a designer.
Men's
right
don't
here.
wear.
We don't
bikinis
like
there.
men.
This is a
We
girl
are
company.
feminists.
Whoa.
Only girls.
That's
Just
very
kidding.
sexist.
Totally kidding.
That's
Please
extremely
just
sexist.
know I love
No, we're
it.
cutting that.
We
It's
love
okay.
equality.
No,
We're
I'm
not cutting
putting that in
it.
there,
Mhm.
bro. That's-
We are raw.
that's some
We are
We don't
on
cut
shit.
nothing here.
Everyone knows
ever.
I'm
Cutting
kidding. Equality for all.
You know?
2020, am I right?
Where's your elbows?
No, I'm just kidding.
Whoa.
Fine. It was a
Okay,
joke.
so no, Nati did have a good point.
Order.
We're getting
Order.
we're getting a little
Control,
bit
settle,
off
settle
topic,
down.
guys. Please settle down. Nati has a point. There is in the business marketing world, we call it a USP, a unique selling proposition, something that's gonna let you stand out from the competition, right? Because like I said, anybody with a couple $1,000s saved up or with a rich daddy that can give them a loan, anybody can start their own bikini company. Not saying that's what happened to you, but anybody can just go to a manufacturer and get 3,000 bikinis and try and sell them. But what makes you different? I think a lot of people, they try and compete based on like, oh, I have cheap bikinis, or I have the best quality and stuff like that. But like,
That's not a lasting selling proposition.
right? Because
You
what
have to
happens?
stand for
There's
something.
what
always
happens-
going to be somebody cheaper. There's always going to be somebody faster. There's always going to be somebody who responds quicker.
Yeah.
Exactly. So in this day and age, if you want to compete in an industry that is highly competitive, like the bikini industry, I'm sure you guys know a million bikini companies. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't go for it. If you're passionate about it and you see the opportunity and you feel like you're gonna get into it, go for it. But what you need is to develop that USP, that unique selling proposition,
Yeah.
that message that sets you apart from everybody else?
Yeah, I always tell people that. Like, I get a lot of young girls, like, messaging me asking, like, oh, how can I start a company? Like, I want to start a I want to start a clothing company, I want to start a jewelry company, whatever. Like, do you have, like, some advice? And, like, the first advice that, like, I give them is to, like, decide, like, what makes them different from everybody else. Like, I tell them, like, if you're going to start a clothing company, why would some girl that you don't know want to buy your clothes over this other boutique? You know, so like, right off the bat, you have to know that answer. You know, like, if someone would ask me, like, hey, like, why would I buy your bikinis? You know, like, you can tell them, like, this is why, this is why, this is why, you know, and then they're like, oh, okay, like, I get it. But if you're like, they're cute, you know, like, then, like, it just doesn't make sense. Oh, like, they're cute, they're cheap, you know, like, that's not really, like, a message. It's just
people want something that they can say, wow, that they support. This bikini is for me. Right? It's not like, oh, just because it's cheap, not because you know it's.
And not only is it for me, but it's doing good to our ecosystem.
Right. So what is that? What is that USP of 7Seas Swimwear?
Well, the first thing is that I knew when I started a company, like, since I obviously travel a lot, I noticed, like, over the years of traveling, how our Earth planet has more and more pollution, and the ocean's like, you're on a cruise ship, you know, and you're sailing by and there's trash in the ocean, you know, and this is just over years of, like, build up, and it's on the beaches, like, in Europe, and, you know,
literally everywhere you look, there's
everywhere you go, there's trash on the beach and in the ocean, and it never used to, I mean, there used to be, but it never was this bad. And I knew that when I started a company, especially entering into the fashion world, which is, like, number one pollutant, like, pretty much of, like, I don't know, it's one or two, top two.
It's up there.
Yeah, it's up there.
I mean, at least even if it's not up there, it's definitely
like one of, like, the worst things. So I knew, like, if I was gonna enter into fashion, like, there had to be some kind of way that I can, like, give back to the environment, or at least, like, do something that was, like, eco-conscious, you know. And then after doing, like, a lot of research, I found that, like, there was a fabric that was made from recycled fishing nets, plastic bottles, all the stuff from the oceans, they upcycle it. And I was like, okay, that's, like, so perfect, you know. Like, if I'm gonna start a company, like, I wanted it to be eco-friendly, and that was, like, first thing, like, hands down. And then from there, once I found the fabric, I was like, okay, now how can I make packaging eco-friendly, and how can I make, you know, whatever else I do sustainable. So,
and it's not just, like, the logistics, because we were talking about, like, the packaging, you know, all this stuff, like the fabrics, those are the logistics of creating the product. But what really sets you apart from somebody else is, like, the whole message that you put out, the message that is tied into your brand, which is 7Seas Swimwear is that international brand. It's that bikini that's you can rely on. You know, it's for that go-to girl, the boss babe, the entrepreneur girl who's just loves to travel, loves to explore, loves to be courageous. And that's really what somebody's gonna see is gonna see your company because of the messages that you're putting out, and they're just not like, okay, it's just another bikini company. It's this company is one that I can get behind, the message, the thing that you stand for. So I think that every single person needs to stand, every single business has to stand for something, right? You don't just try and compete based on quality or price, but rather a message, something that people can get behind.
Like, show me up.
No, even if it's, like, it doesn't have to be a product, you know, like, it's a service too. Like, you guys do service, you know, like, obviously there's going to be people who are cheaper, there's going to be people who have more experience, there's going to be people who, I don't know, have the best photographer in the world, I don't know, you know, but, like, what makes you different is that you actually have a message behind what you're doing, and people like that, you know, people want to relate to that, as opposed to, and feel like they're getting sold on something.
And you make yourself, your brand, human, relatable.
And it's not something that I tried to do on purpose, it's just something that, like, I felt I wanted to do, you know, like, it wasn't something like, oh, I have to do it because if I make this message, then people are going to want to buy the bikinis. Like, at the end of the day, that's still the wrong motive, you know, like, I started it because I felt something, like, that I had to do, you know, like, something deeper.
You were meant for it.
Like, if I was going to start a business, it wasn't going to be buy bikinis and here, sell them, you know, buy them. Like, obviously I wanted to put, like, my heart and soul into them.
And it'll be something that carries along with the rest of your business, no matter how many collections you go through, no matter if you add another product, if it becomes men's bathing suits or umbrellas or beach towels or whatever it is, that's what it's going to follow. And that's what drives every decision your business makes.
No, everything I do, like, even, like, my orders, like, say, if I get I don't know, however many orders, like I spend hours packaging them because like I don't just throw it in a bag and like you set it out, yes, finally I made a sale, you know. I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna fold it, you know, I'm gonna put a nice handwritten note, like if someone was gonna send me something, like that's what I would want, you know, like I would want a company to take the time to write a handwritten note saying like thank you, like your support like means everything, you know, like so that's what I want to do to someone who wants to support me. Awesome. So I would want to do that. So
that is amazing, and I think, wow.
I know, I could literally talk forever.
Wow, that's the conversation.
I could literally
right
talk forever on it.
We can literally just end it there, and people can go home and sleep and be happy. But since this is the podcast created by me, and I'm crazy, I'm gonna throw some crazy questions out there. You ready?
Yes. Rapid fire.
Here we go.
No, I'm just playing with you. No, but really, like, speaking on the whole topic of, like, you know, your message and differentiating yourself, not based on, you know, product features, but based on a message. I think that's something that I can also relate to individual brands. You know, like people maybe who aren't, you know, passionate about starting a company themselves, like a bikini company, or maybe they don't have any talents like that. Like, we had Lama on the show a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about how he also developed his personal brand, his own niche through selling insurance. I think it's something that people can, you know, develop as themselves, like as a personal brand. You know, like people who are trying to sell themselves online, like if you're not making content right now, bro, like what are you doing, man? What are you doing?
No, it's just like Nati. Like Nati doesn't have a business, but like she chose to make her Instagram about what she was passionate about.
Here we go.
No,
right, Nati, let's talk about your brand.
No, I'm not gonna drag you into anything.
Don't worry,
like,
it's fine.
No,
drag me, I don't care.
Drag you
no,
right by
I'm
the hair.
saying like obviously like you have strong opinions on certain topics, which is fine. Some people may agree, some people may disagree.
Exactly.
But at the same time,
Jr. still alive.
But at the same time, like it's you, like it's your Instagram. You choose what you want to post, and if you feel passionate about it, like you should post it. You know, like
exactly. And if somebody doesn't want to listen, you have the total right to unfollow me, and that's fine. We can agree to disagree. Some people can choose to continue a civil conversation or civil relationships, continue following me even though they disagree with me, and other people can choose to not listen because they can't stand it. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm
but
not
at the end of the day, like
shooting shots
it's her.
out here, or
at the end of the day, like it's her message that she feels passionate about, and she wants people to know, you know, and get like educated on whatever topic she stands for, you know.
And not necessarily that. I'm not trying to force my views on anyone. I'm trying to really just challenge people to make sure that they are really educating themselves, learning from multiple angles, and really just challenge what they know. And
no, but really that's the beauty of it, because you said like you're not trying to force your beliefs on anybody, and like it's the same thing. Like you shouldn't be trying to force your business or like your product or your service on everybody. Like it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
Some people are gonna agree with it, some people are gonna relate, and some people aren't. It doesn't mean that you have a bad product, it doesn't mean you have a bad service.
Exactly. Like,
but if you try and please everybody, who are you gonna please?
Because like for me, like obviously like I don't have the
whole
like I don't have the whole world like, oh my god, I need this bikini. Like obviously there's so many other companies that people want to support, and like I'm not gonna feel offended.
You're not trying to sell bikinis to every single person in the world.
I don't feel offended that somebody else wants to purchase.
Who are you selling bikinis
else.
to?
And
you're selling bikinis to,
and like
we worked on this. Who are you selling bikinis to?
The people.
The boys.
No.
I don't we worked on this for hours. That branding statement, your message, that
for the girl on the girl.
The
go-to bikini for the girl on the go.
Nice. It's like a tongue twister.
She said the girl on the girl.
All right, that's good. But
bikini.
Here's another thing. I'm a firm believer, like we mentioned, everything happens for a reason. I think that, like,
get fired.
That we each have a unique purpose and unique passions. And the right people that are meant to be in your life are going to be in your life. You know, whoever's not meant to be in your life, they're not going to be in your life. What's meant to be will be, and whatever's for you will not pass you by. So if I'm passionate about something, why would I be ashamed to express that? The right people will follow me. The people that need to see what I'm talking about, the people that need to see, you know, the people that are meant to see what I post and what I'm passionate about, and whatever, you know, anything that has to do, I'm talking about in general, like whoever is meant to be in your life, whoever is meant to be your client, they're gonna be there. We don't have to worry about who's not listening, who's not viewing our posts, like who
as
wants
long as
to
you
unfollow
stick to the
us.
message.
As long as you have the conviction and the confidence of knowing what your purpose is, what's your message, where you're headed, then whoever doesn't want to jump on that train and jump on that boat, who cares? Like, you know, it's like you have your eyes on the vision, you have your eyes on where you're headed, and nothing else matters.
Yeah, like it's not your job to convince those people who have negative things to say about you. Like, you can just say what you have to say, and like if they don't agree, that's fine. Like you're taking a step back by like trying to convince someone to do something. You might as well just look ahead and
I don't have to waste effort on trying to convince you. I'm telling you my opinion. You don't have to agree. I'm gonna still love you, and I'm always gonna love everyone and care everybody and care for everyone. We all are entitled to our own opinions, our own beliefs, and I'm never gonna cancel anyone for having a different belief than mine.
You're canceled.
2 words.
Yeah.
2 words.
2 words.
Say them.
With that being said, who are you voting for in 2020?
Spread love.
November.
Spread love.
Choose love. Choose kindness. Choose
words.
empathy.
Who are you voting for? Say it right now. We're not ending this podcast until you say it out loud.
2 words.
Say it.
First.
Who are you voting for?
Seek first to understand before you
Kanye
seek to be
West.
understood. Listen before wanting to
Hold
listen.
up. That's a good soundbite. Say it one more time. Look at the camera in the eyes when you say it.
Seek first.
Say, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mama number 5. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, seek first to understand before seeking to be understood.
Do it again.
I'm confused. I lost
Come on, let her go.
All right, listen.
Last time.
Seek first to understand before seeking to be understood. In other words, before being okay, here's a Bible verse. You know me, I gotta throw out a Bible verse. I forgot what it is.
Psalms
Be quick.
119.
No. Be slow to speak and quick to listen. I don't know if I have that wrong.
Slow to get angry. Quick to listen.
No. It's basically the thought of like.
Tongue, the teeth.
Be slow to speak and quick to listen. Meaning, don't be so in a hurry. You don't just listen to people because you want to get your response out. Truly just seek to understand the person. Listen to another person to understand where they're coming from and where their heart is at before trying to come at them and try to respond and give a comeback. No, seek to understand everybody. That's it. Like, seek first to understand before seeking to be understood.
A lot of people don't care to do that. A lot of people just care to get their point across, and it's like that's where you start playing ping pong, where it's a back and forth.
Translation to the creative and entrepreneur.
Understand, listen.
This is a business translation.
No, I got it.
You should always listen to your audience in order to understand how you can fill their needs.
And their wants.
Because if you just try and fill their needs based on what you think their needs are, you're not going to get any sales.
How are you going to know what they want if you don't listen to what they want?
They're gonna go with the next company who's actually paying attention, who's actually social listening, who's paying attention to them on Instagram and making content based on what they want to see.
Exactly.
So,
point blank.
We'll leave you with that.
And that's on period.
I think that's it.
No cap. We ain't capping.
Period.
What does that mean? What does that mean, Natalie Maria? Please.
What?
What's
That's
a no
on
cap?
period.
What are you
no
saying?
cap. That means I ain't
lying. What are
lying.
these cultural references type thing?
What does that even mean? I don't know what I just did.
I'm scratching my nose. I don't know what you're doing.
See, you're breaking somebody's ear when you're doing that.
I was trying to drop the mic.
Okay.
Don't do it.
Just go like that.
Hey, take this.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. All right, guys. That's about it. It's getting late. It's getting late, and these people have.
It's past time. What time is it?
Yeah.
It's literally past my
Nina,
time.
thank you very much for coming on the show. I know you were a little nervous.
I wasn't nervous.
You have to face your ex-boyfriend. Oh, the wrath.
She was so scared.
You good? That was fun, right?
Yes.
You had fun? Will you do it again? Will we do it sometime?
We don't want her again. I'm just kidding.
We're at
You can come whenever
150K, 200K. Once we get to
You
500K, we'll get you on the show again.
Yes.
With the golden balloons.
And Nati.
With the golden balloons.
What's it? What are we talking about?
I'm expecting a full balloons when I come on the show next.
Yeah, and they're gonna be filled with
Don't
dynamite.
worry.
What were you trying to tell me?
Also,
And another dinner.
I apologize for this ratchet setup because soon we're working on the studio, just Corona and everything. But the studio's coming up next.
Don't despise small beginnings.
Oh, man, you're just
That's
full
another
of insight.
Bible
you're just
verse.
full of wisdom. Nati, what are we gonna do?
I just need to get.
Show?
I need to get my verses straight. I know the wordings, but I need to know, be able to quote the
Just
scripture.
write them on your leg real quick.
All right, and that's about it, guys. Thank you
Write,
very
like,
much
top
for tuning
verses.
in
Like,
to the Wave Podcast. We've had a wonderful time. I hope you did too, and thank you very much for tuning in. You know I always give you the last word, brother.
No, you don't.
I do.
Well, I don't know. Let us know what you like about it.
And that's it, guys. Thank you very much. Bye-bye, everybody. I'll see you next time.
30K.